We want to do a lot of stuff, but we think we are not in a great shape. We did not get a good night's sleep and we are a little too depressed. So here's when a delightful cup of coffee comes to rescue us. We are a group of 5 Power Pack consultants and here to introduce our project, Mr. Our company, I Importers, is located in Ottawa. The aim of our project is to import good quality of coffee in Canada to increase the market of coffee here. The plan of our project is to import 3 qualities of coffee, that is dark, medium and light. Main importers for our project are 3 different countries, mainly India, Brazil and Ghana. So now the question is, why this project? Canada has the 3rd largest coffee consumption in the whole world. Target audience for coffee consumption here is of wide variety from seniors to juniors and everybody likes to enjoy a cup of coffee. There was a shortage of coffee last year here, so we have decided to import 85 tons of coffee this year. So now I would like to give insight on the requirements. Canada has demand of 210 tons of coffee beans and the supply is of 140 tons. There is a shortage of 70 tons, so we have decided to target 85 tons of coffee beans this year to match the numbers. And in the next graph you can see that we have breakdown requirements of 3 different flavors of coffee beans, that is dark, medium and light. We have targeted to give dark the maximum 120 tons and medium the minimum 30 tons. And in the next slide you can see that there is a world map. We have mentioned 3 subsidiary countries, that is India, Brazil and Ghana. We have targeted to import 30.84 tons of coffee beans from Brazil, India 22.1 tons and the minimum number from Ghana is 17.1 tons of coffee beans. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Kamalpreet Kaur. Today we would like to talk about coffee culture in Canada and in 3 sub-countries, India, Brazil and Ghana. Coffee culture describes a social atmosphere that is totally dependent on coffee. Let's talk about coffee culture in Canada. US is the largest coffee producer in the world, whereas Canada is on 3rd position. And coffee break is famous among all the Canadians and they always take coffee break during their jobs, and more than 14 billion cups are consumed annually in Canada. And we can easily find Tim Hortons after every mile, which is famous for coffee. India is the 6th largest coffee producer in the world. Now we can find easily coffee shops in India like on hospitals, colleges and bus stations, etc., which was not present earlier. Now India has a new domestic market which offers the new opportunities to the farmers so that they can increase their business and make more profits. Whereas in Brazil is the world's largest coffee producer and exporter among the world. And they produce approximately 1/3 of world's coffee. And their coffee is sweet, complex and smooth. And they always consume a lower quality of coffee than the higher quality of coffee which they export to the other countries. In Ghana is a small country. Due to that, they are a small exporter of coffee beans. But they tried to increase their production and they increase the area so that they can produce more and more coffee beans. Due to that effort, now they are in competitive position in the international market. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamalpreet, for your delightful insight on the coffee culture. Let us now consider our success criteria for the project. We have listed down understanding globalization, power distance, international market, which will consider all our financials, effective communication and upgraded logistics. Let us take a quick glance at what globalization is. Globalization is all about integration and interaction between people, communities and various other social groups all across the globe. And since we have our 3 subsidiaries in our foreign countries, with the help of globalization, I think we can surely achieve our target. Also, with the help of global trade organizations such as NAFTA, the company will be able to understand the standardization of products and processes governing in the respective countries. Let us now talk about our second and the most important success criteria, power distance. Gate Hofstede, a social psychologist, pioneered his research on cross-cultural organizations and various other social groups. He defined it as a process where a society accepts how they are being treated. Is it equal, unequal? Is there a presence of hierarchy or is it democratic? Since there are a lot of large companies these days, they use this tool to fine-tune their management approach outside their home countries. Also, with the rise of multiculturalism, it has a profound effect on projects as to how they are dealt with. This tool is very important to build temporary or permanent relationships in a corporate culture. Let us now talk about the graph that depicts power distance. As you can see, Canada has low power distance as compared to countries like Brazil, India and Ghana. Countries that have high power distance have more likely the existence of hierarchy. Here, the subordinates and the executives do not really refer to each other before making decisions. As per for Canada, where the power distance is low, the subordinates, there's democracy and they are more likely to question the higher authorities.
Hi, I am Akshat. I would like to give you insight on calculations. Between every calculated risk and reckless decision making, there lies a slight line of profit and loss. So here I would like to talk about the calculations taking part in this venture. And we would like to invest $10 million in this project. As you already know, there is a need of 210 tons of coffee beans every year, and we would like to fill our espresso machines with the required supply of 1/3 tons of coffee bean. So here there are 3 countries which we are covering, which is our subsidiary countries, Brazil, India and Ghana, as you already know, and 3 variety of coffee beans, light, medium and dark. This table shows you the price of coffee beans in each country for each variety of coffee beans. Also, we have added a cost of import from all the 3 countries. As this is an international project, we are importing around 100 tons of coffee beans and to fulfill the 72 tons of coffee beans requirement. We will be importing around 1700 coffee bags, and each bag consists of 60 kg of coffee beans. The first table shows you the price of coffee beans from each country and the cost of import, which makes a total of 5.2 million. The second table shows you the cost expenditure, which we have already described above, and in the above table we have added a tax of 5% which will be applied to this country when the coffee beans will be imported in Canada. In the second table there is a survey cost which is added around $500,000 and a human resource cost of $1 million, and the most important storage cost of $2 million, which will be required to store our coffee beans in Canada. A contingency of 10% is added to make a total of 9.6 million which will be required for our venture. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Piyush, and now we're going to look at one of the most important part of any project, which is the scope of the project. So to meet the current consumption rate in Canada, our project is looking forward to fulfill 1/3 part of the current consumption rate. We need to maintain good relationships with our suppliers in other countries and also with the local suppliers in our country. Our stores will be located all over Canada, and increase in the in our imports will lead to increase in our profit and obviously increase in the number of our stores. A high-end tracking system will be generated through which we can keep a track of our shipments and can be regularly updated through it. We also need to make continuous improvement in our current channel of supply, and there is also high level requirement of warehouses because we are importing 3 different kinds of coffees and we need proper atmosphere to store them. Now let's see what is the process that we are going to follow. Firstly, we need to contact our suppliers in other countries and we'll set up a contract with them. Then we'll divide our team into 3 different parts and they are going to communicate with our subsidiary countries. And they are only one who are going to maintain the quantity and quality standards. Our IT team in Canada will generate a high-end tracking system through which we can track our shipments regularly. Water is the cheapest mode of transport, as we all know, and because of that we'll import our coffees through the ships as it will be the cheapest for us. We'll also generate a website for the local suppliers in Canada so that they can place their orders with us through it and they can reach us conveniently.
Thank you, Piyush, for enlightening us on the scope and the process of the project. So this is the website which we are going to generate. This, the website will look like this. This is a sample website. This can help our vendors and suppliers to reach us and to place order through us. On the left index, you can see coffee beans, mixes, equipment, tour and about us, from where you can reach us. There's a very important feature like coffee guarantee. If you will click on this, you can see that our coffee beans which is being imported is guaranteed it has a 100% certificate of guarantee. So this is the sample of our website. Thank you.
So now let's look at the risk of our project. As this is an international project and we are dealing with 3 different kinds of countries who has a very different kind of culture. So they have different governments and different policies and different tax systems. These tax systems and policies can be changed anytime in near future, so this might be a problem for us. We are dealing with different kind of countries, so they have different economic values in the market, and these economic values can be up and down sometimes, which will sometimes lead to our profit and sometimes loss. Drifting environment and climate factors can also lead and affect our transportation system. It can sometimes delay our transport and severely affect our transport. Market conditions are different in all 3 countries and which can be changed anytime. Political stability is very important for our business growth, because if we want our business to grow in those countries, we need a politically stable government. And due to the cultural differences, there is a possibility that there is a miscommunication or a misunderstanding in our requirements. That's it. Thank you.